Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Venture Vitals. It's a podcast by Celestinus about everything in health tech, medtech, data for healthcare. So if you're a startup or if you are about to build a startup, if you are investing in healthcare technology, or you want to know what's next, what's the next big thing coming, then you have tuned in into the right conversation. My name is Thomas, and I'm here with Yevgeny and also Mike, Zack, the CEO of PGxAI, which is a Silicon Valley-based precision medicine startup, perhaps to dominate the next decade in healthcare. So, Mike, it's nice to have you here, and thanks for being with us today.
Happy to see you, Thomas. Yeah, Evgeny, thank you for the invitation.
Mike, perhaps we could start with a question you may have anticipated, which is why you switched from academia to startup. You've been at the University of California in San Francisco, and why did you decide to start the company? Kind of cliche these days, everybody wants to build a startup, but some people just decide to observe the world from a research and a theoretical perspective. Why did you plunge into the cruel business world?
Yeah, during my time in academia, especially as a postdoc at UCSF, I was deeply passionate about advancing precision medicine through pharmacogenomics. But I realized that to truly make a meaningful impact, I needed to step out of the lab and bring these innovations directly into the healthcare system. So I founded PGxAI to bridge that gap. What changed? My desire to transform cutting-edge research into tangible solutions that can improve billions of lives. It's been an incredible journey turning my scientific background into a dynamic company that's poised to revolutionize healthcare.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mike. It's a great pleasure to have you today, this morning in California. And my question is about precision medicine and pharmacogenomics or genetics. Anyway, so you have it even in the name of your company, even not your own name. Anyway, at least in the name of PGxAI, it's there. So I assume it's important. Please tell us what's the thing? Why is it important? What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As I already mentioned, I have dedicated my life to studying pharmacogenomics and advancing precision medicine because I believe it's the future of healthcare. By understanding how individual genetic differences affect drug responses, we can tailor treatments specifically to each person, making them more effective and reducing risk and severity of adverse drug reactions. This personalized approach has the potential to transform patient care globally. And at PGxAI, we are turning this vision into reality. And that's why this work is so important and exciting to me.
I just had a question if I understood it well. So just for me, as someone who is just running health tech incubators, I'm not very skilled in general healthcare. So, for example, if I take my DNA sample, I can send it to the hospital of the future, or a drone will pick it up, or whatever. I do it at home, even like sequence my genome, and I wire it to you, to a hospital or to my physician. Then by studying my DNA makeup, it can already determine whether I should go for that kind of penicillin or a different strain, or whether some of the drugs that I would be normally offered without this analysis would do me more harm than good, and you would help me to tailor a specific mix, like a drink or a specific even procedures that would respect my genetic makeup, because as everybody probably knows, at least half of our I remember this data that even whether you are feeling happy about your life is determined genetically by at least 50%. So it can go really deep about general feeling of wellness and happiness being also genetically predetermined. So is my understanding right that every single person on Earth could receive different medication, different set of drugs, different set of treatment? That this would be a revolution, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the future, as we see that, it will be, we call that the ultra precise medicine. And based on genomic biomarkers, other molecular biomarkers, and clinical biomarkers, we can prescribe, we can find the most efficient and safe dosage specifically for you and for each person all over the world. So it will be the new era in healthcare, which is called which is called precision medicine, which is called ultra precise medicine.
Mm-hmm. Mike, yeah, I know we know each other for a while, yeah, but could you please tell our audience if you guys are already on the market, I mean, PGxAI, and what exactly you do? For example, if will be a patient of you, how can I benefit from PGxAI today?
Yeah. So currently we are working in D2C markets with labs. So you can find us on side of our partners and buy the product, which is called the like depends on the partner, but usually it's called medication report individual response for the specific substances. So we are providing the implications for more than 700 substances. What is the, including drugs, of course, what is the most efficient and what is the most risky for that specific genetic profile. We are providing it's called implications, and we are providing the links for the source where we can find the information about the how changes in genes impact on the efficacy and safety or concentration of drugs, pharmacokinetics of drugs for that specific substance. Well, that's like how it works. Definitely, you asked me about.
I think I got it. So just a quick comment. So you should have my DNA, right, in advance. So can you
Exactly.
with me
we
or
can analyze currently the DNA data from any genetic lab. For example, you have the data from 23andMe, and definitely you can upload it immediately. I mean, like using API technology, you can immediately connect it to one of our partner and analyze the data from 23andMe in terms of pharmacogenetics. That's why you will get the report for 700 drugs based on the results of 23andMe for several millions of SNPs.
Fantastic.
but that is the reality.
Mike, so
Which is true.
if I understood it correctly, it's more like I cannot, as a customer, as myself, as Thomas, I cannot go directly to you to provide me this service, but you have a network of partners or labs or maybe companies that are retail facing or customer facing, and I can then order the service, which would be powered by your unique AI algorithms or whatever. Is this the business model? So you work like
Exactly. Our business model is B2B and like B2B2C, if it's more correctly.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are partnered with labs and hospitals and help them to build the new products for their clients or patients, which help them to, of course, first of all, increase the efficacy and safety of therapy if we are talking about hospitals, or builds the new product for increasing their revenue if we are talking about their labs.
So if this is the future of medicine, this ultra precise medicine, then I would expect lots of players in this market or entering or building new startups, building algorithms, or making use of the new powers of advanced LLM models behind generative AI. So are you the only one at the moment who is providing such a novel service, or is it getting crowded? Do you feel competition? So maybe you could describe the competitive landscape within your area.
But before answering that question, I just want to clarify our vision that we don't need to use only pharmacogenomic data. Of course, for clinicians, and I'm MD, PhD, my degree in that field, and I've been working as a physician previously as a psychiatrist. So first of all, we have to take into account, of course, clinical data and clinical outcomes. And that's why I just want to highlight that we use in our model not only genomic data, and that is our most big advantage as I see. So the future where the healthcare system leverages AI and federative learning to revolutionize patient care, this is our envision of the healthcare. Right now, individual doctors rely on their own experience, seeing perhaps less than 1,000 clinical outcomes a year, accumulating around 20,000 over a 20-year career. Well, but AI can analyze millions of clinical outcomes from hospitals worldwide in minutes. And that means we can gather the equivalent of thousands of years of medical experience almost instantly. And this future therapy becomes ultra precise. For example, a clinical outcome from, let's say, a patient in Australia can update treatment recommendations through federative learning. And again, thank you for InterSystems for that product, which can help to do that. And just minutes later, a patient in the UK benefits from, let's say from in the UK, benefits from that improved guidance. And that real-time global learning network will transform healthcare, making treatments more personalized and effective than ever before. And of course, that field is indeed competitive with companies like PGxAI, 23andMe, and probably less famous like YouScript, Genomind. They're working specifically in that field. They are making significant contributions. However, PGxAI stands out due to our unique approach and technology. And while, let's say, 23andMe focuses on direct-to-consumer genetic testing, we integrate pharmacogenomics and beyond directly into clinical workflows, providing actionable insights for healthcare providers. And PGxAI excels in oncology data analytics, but we leverage federative learning and AI to deliver ultra-precise medication recommendations across various therapeutic areas in real time. And like other traditional pharmacogenetic companies like, as I mentioned, UScript, Genomind, offer valuable services, but we go a step further by harnessing global clinical data to continually refine our algorithms. So our competitors' edge lies in rapidly translating vast amounts of data into personalized patient care, positioning us as a leader in transforming healthcare globally.
Yeah, sounds amazing. So Mike, as I figured, this sounds like this is a growing large market, or so maybe a lot of future digital health innovators that are watching this video will be inspired with this and be your future competitors, hopefully. So actually, one of the reasons why we do this is to encourage entrepreneurs to go to digital health. We all heard about the recent 23andMe genomics data breach. Yes, you mentioned that you need this to perform the services you provide. So you need this data. So could you please, I'm looking. I think the audience also will benefit to listen to your comment about this data breach and also how do you protect data in your solution. So, and what do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely the recent data breach at 23andMe highlights just how crucial data security is in the genomics industry. And at PGxAI, I just want to highlight that we take a different approach. We are not a lab. As I mentioned, we are B2B. And we don't store our clients' data. Instead of that, we analyze genetic information using highly secure methods and then transmit the results directly to trusted labs and healthcare organizations. Beyond that, of course, we employ state-of-the-art encryption for all data in transit, ensuring that genetic information is protected at every step. Additionally, our system incorporates multiple layers of security, including advanced authentication and continuous monitoring to detect any anomalies by utilizing federative learning using the products of indoor systems. Our AI models can process data across various locations without centralizing sensitive information, which means patient data stays securely with the healthcare organizations we've partnered with us. Greatly minimizing any risk of any exposure. And of course, like as a default, we strictly adhere to all relevant regulations like HIPAA, GDPR. Now we are in the process of getting SOC 2 to maintain the highest standards of data protection and patient privacy. The trust of our clients and their patients is paramount, and 23andMe incident reinforces our commitment to safeguarding sensitive information while advancing precision medicine. And we have definitely continuously innovate our security measures to stay ahead of potential threats, ensuring that genetic data is always handled with the utmost care and security.
That's great to hear, but I wanted to ask specifically about 23andMe data breach consequences. Actually, I contributed to 23andMe my DNA, and am I a danger? What are the issues can happen
To
with
be
me?
honest, I don't know the exact consequences of that. I just heard about that. I read the news, but I don't know the exact consequences. Any fees, any fines from the government, or where is that data? Let's see. Probably in the future they can announce that
Okay,
information. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, perhaps in a few years there'll be a Yevgeny somewhere else being born out of a lab based on the
You
data
have to
you
be
provided.
cloned.
So clone army kind of scenario. We know what's going to happen from Star Wars, so don't worry,
actually,
Evgeny.
I don't actually. I'm not worried. I expect this was a lot of my activities during the day. I would rather use clone myself. Okay.
In a way, some people like Richard Dawkins think that it's your selfish gene that actually selfishly published its own data in order to replicate around the world. So the breach was caused, and your selfish gene is happy that it's been breached. That's some people think it's the goal of our lives to replicate our DNA. So now you took a step a bit further, and you are extremely successful from this point of view.
Yeah, if you move it to this angle, so I'm kind of happy for my genes and for my and for Dawkins as well. So yeah, and but yeah, so I have some digital presence now.
Okay, but
Okay.
maybe could I ask a question which I've been thinking about? One security and safety issue is, of course, protection of data, which is the most personal data you can think of, which is the genomic data. But then, how do you also make sure that your service, your analysis keeps running when, for example, there is an outage in OpenAI, or is it, I don't know who is the provider of the language model, or is it your own language model that you trained on servers? And also, how do you prevent LLMs from hallucinating or giving false information? Maybe if I were an investor, I would ask about how sound your language model is. Does it tell the truth? How do you know? And what happens if it's down? Do you have a backup for this? Maybe Mike, you could comment on this.
So currently, of course, I'm not able to explain it in detail because we are in the process of transforming our non-provisional patent to, provisional patent to non-provisional.
Okay, so please don't explain, otherwise you lose the secrecy part of the patent before. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just can say different ways how it can be built, and based on that, probably auditory can make their conclusion. So, first of all, of course, we can use not only ChatGPT, there are different models which can be used for that, and usually, the most famous, probably, of course, Llama. The model not which can be used for, of course, like LLM, Llama, Mistral, and other specific models as a core of that. We have, first of all, our own machine learning engineers, which are experts in that field. And secondly, we started our partnership with another company, which is partner of InfoSystems, Biostrand, and at NASDAQ we had the news about that about 2 months ago. So first of all, we can use large language models, and secondly, of course, other approaches, for example, Roberta, which can also be, that is another way how we can generate the recommendations based on different specific features which we use as well. So, but the combination of different methods. So this is our invention, and we are in the process of protecting that. Well, yeah, and how we can understand that, and the investors, which you mentioned, that the recommendation is correct. That is again was the big challenge, and nobody did it before us. We used the recommendations which we may find from clinical guidelines, etc., which doctors already use in clinics. And based on that, we build our model. That's why in the core, of course, all the recommendations from the guidelines, the biggest challenge is how to pre-process that to the database based on which we can build the model. And definitely PGxAI is the first company which prepared that. And it will be the core of the technology which will revolutionize the healthcare system globally.
Thank you, Mike. Actually, I'm a bit disappointed with your answer because usually when you speak about LLM, it sounds like, hey, it's a magic silver bullet or magic pill. You just use LLM and boom, voila, everything works magically and perfect.
I just can explain. We evaluated the sensitivity and specificity and accuracy of all and other parameters of our answers of our model compared to the ideal recommendations, and and we published that with the guys from big tech companies. You may find that in Google. So we developed and we evaluated that on the really, first of all, small model with only 300,000 parameters, but it's been more than 90% for all of that parameters. Now we're just in the process of publication the model of the 10 billions of parameters which adjust the recommendations. And so if I'm again not able to say the exact values because they're in the process of publishing and patenting that, but it is really huge and I mean, like really high, and definitely definitely it is like extremely similar to the original recommendations. And that's why now, for example, if we upload the information from EHR to the model with 99.999%, we will receive the same recommendation which we can read in clinical guideline and pharmacogenetic guideline. Yeah.
Okay, but that's great actually. It just means that people and MDs need to do some work, which is like still there's some place for humans. That's great for me. Yeah. My next question will be yet about geography, because clearly you, Mike, you are in California and your startup is there, and my question is why? I mean, so it is also another advice to the audience, if they plan to build a new digital health innovation and like something not only pharmacogenomics and precision medicine, or especially maybe in this sphere, should they go to California and California only, like Silicon Valley? So any advice on that? So because there are still there is whole world other, but yeah. So what's so special?
Yeah, of course, probably. Got it. The question, and definitely the Silicon Valley and I guess that probably in the US, Boston, great area, there are two capitals in the United States, or the biotech especially. And absolutely, while Silicon Valley has been the traditional epicenter of innovation, there is no denying that the tech landscape is evolving. And high-profile figures like, let's say, Elon Musk, have moved companies like Tesla, SpaceX to Texas. And earlier, the giants such as Oracle, HP, have also relocated there. And in fact, over 50 Fortune 500 companies have moved to Texas, attracted by favorable taxes and lower cost of living. And of course, other reasons. But yeah, definitely it's not more like business problem, just probably not directly about business. So New York City blends tech innovation with financial expertise, and like outside the US, London remains a global hub despite Brexit uncertainties. However, we are choosing Silicon Valley because it still offers unparalleled advantages for a company like ours. The dense network of venture capital, access to top-tier talent in AI and biotech, especially I'm located near Stanford, for example, in 5 minutes from that, and proximity to leading research institutions create a synergy that's hard to replicate. Silicon Valley's culture thrives on collaboration, rapid innovation, and embracing cutting-edge ideas. And that environment accelerates our growth and aligns perfectly with our mission to revolutionize healthcare through AI and precision medicine. So while other locations have their merits and doing impressive things, Silicon Valley remains the optimal place for us to achieve our goals and make a global impact.
Mike, you are also an alumnus of our Celestinus program, and I wanted to ask about your experience, but mostly about whether you recommend to future startups to go through incubators, accelerators, especially in your area of expertise, which is healthcare with AI built on really data and analysis of data, and it's absolute core of your solution. So perhaps could you give us a few thoughts whether it has been time well spent, and whether you would recommend to go through such a program so that the project talks to mentors and finds their spot under the sun?
So, in fact, we are incredibly grateful for InterSystems and Celestinus. It's been the instrumental in our journey, and in fact, through Celestinus incubator, I even met my co-founder Alan. So. Celestinus and InterSystems has provided us with invaluable tools that enhance our solution. And of course, in Celestinus, we received grants and first of all, and the opportunity, the access to get the Iris for Health platform, which allows us to seamlessly integrate with healthcare organizations, making data interoperability straightforward. And this is crucial for assessing and managing the vast amounts of health data our AI requires to deliver ultra-precise medication recommendations. We got, as I mentioned, Alan was one of the experts, and definitely there are many experts in different fields, including like business, including like integration in hospitals, in healthcare organizations. So that's why so using such support with the access to the product, which is without that support will be extremely difficult to get for the small startup, because when we started, we didn't have funding for that, etc. So that's why definitely it was a huge boost for our team to accelerate the process of the integration to the healthcare products of our partners.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. And actually, even you talked now to two co-founders of Celestinus Incubator. We're totally not biased here, and but upon your recommendation, we can invite all the startups that are watching this podcast and listening to that to apply to Celestinus 2025 in January, and to go through selection in February, and have the similar success as PGxAI. So you can find you can implement your innovation, you can find co-founders, and maybe even fundraising. And actually, this is my question. So we know that all the startups they have all these several steps of fundraising. Where you are now and are fundraising, what's going on? Maybe we can invite investors who are also watching this podcast to invest in PGxAI,
So,
please.
of course, definitely, as other startups, especially in biotech, we are currently in the process of raising 2 million funding round with a strong emphasis on forming strategic partnerships. So previously we raised from angels, from capitals safes. Now we are seeking to collaborate with investors who not only provide capital, but also bring valuable industry expertise, networks, and shared vision for transforming healthcare through AI-driven precision medicine. Engaging with such strategic partners accelerates our growth trajectory and amplifies our ability to make a significant impact on global health outcomes. That investment will enable us to scale our technology, expand our team, and advance our research in development efforts. So that's why we're excited about opportunities this funding, and it will create for both our company and broader healthcare ecosystem. That's why, just want to highlight that we are now a profitable company, and that's why definitely for us investments will be a huge acceleration from strategic partnership to find more opportunities to increase our revenue. That's why we are very welcome to anybody who just want to join us in our way.
Well, Mike, it looks if really this precision medicine based on genomics is the future, then you really want to be part of it. So I would encourage everybody to get their finger in this pie before it's eaten by everybody else. And it looks that there'll be like a super fast growth and interest in this. So when are you planning to become a unicorn, or what's this animal? There is this next level, which is like a 10 times unicorn. What is it, dodecacorn, or whatever is it called?
Yeah. So if we are speaking about especially unicorn, we anticipate reaching that status, the status within the next 3 to 4 years, perhaps even sooner. We have specific milestones set, and we are fully committed to achieving them ahead of schedule. Our team is incredibly dedicated. We work 18 hours a day across 9 time zones, ensuring that development continues non-stop 24/7 without weekends, holidays. In fact, we are so driven that we are conducting this interview at 6 a.m. And our passion and relentless effort fuel us every day. And we are confident that this momentum will propel us to unicorn status in the near future.
Well, this would be a great moment to stop and clap and say goodbye. But with genetic data, there is one issue, and the question is, are you ready to tell people the truth? Because the truth, the red pill, the blue pill, whatever can be harsh. And if, for example, there is a family that wants to have your great analysis for precision medicine, somehow the lab, based on your technology, discovers then, in fact, maybe the father is not the father. And either they have to tell people, I'm told it's anywhere between 10 to 20% of fathers will find out if they go through with this genetic analysis, they are not the fathers of their children. So maybe should the lab tell them, or should you tell them, or how do you see this issue? Isn't it gonna destroy like families and our bright future when we know the truth?
Really interesting question. That's why probably to avoid such situation, which is pretty difficult probably to explain, and we don't know how ethically to do it correctly. We just focusing on pharmacogenetics and precision medicine without thinking about like who is the father, who is the children. Yeah.
Actually, I'm here with Mike, and all the children are great. So our effort is to make them healthy, and no matter what. So it's not no matter which DNA we have. Yeah, and
yeah, that question just well, really surprised me, and a little bit. I a little bit stressed after that.
No, so maybe you thought about your children, so I don't know. Nevertheless, I think this was exciting conversation with you, Mike, and so we have a great pleasure with Tomasz to with such conversations and with innovators to touch really touch the future. I mean, we really participate in that, and we wish you a huge success. And because clearly what you do, your innovation is very important and needed. And we encourage investors to participate in fundraising, because otherwise they will like congratulate a unicorn not participating in that. Yeah, and we encourage all digital health innovators to follow Mike's example. Do not be afraid, even you're a scientist now. So it's your entrepreneurship journey awaits you, yeah, and it's possible. Also, all is possible. And yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Evgeny. Thank you, Thomas, for the invitation. I got really, I just really enjoyed that interview and all the questions. So really appreciate the invitation, and thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a fantastic day in California. It's only starting, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. 8 meetings and in 2 minutes, the next one in the team.
Okay.
Yeah. Happy
Mike,
Monday, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, guys, and thank you for listening to Venture Vitals, a podcast by Celestinus. And if you're a startup and thinking of going through our incubation program, you can now apply for our 2025 batch online at celestinus.tech. If you're an investor, we bring you great alumni, great startups like PGxAI today. So be part of the unicorn, ride it. Don't just wait and see. Excellent. We'll be happy to see you all, to hear you all in about a month with our next episode, and have a great time wherever you are, whichever time zone you are. Bye, guys.
Thank you.